Hey, I'm really glad you're here today. Today I want to talk about fear and how it's a really bad idea to take action from fear. Like if you're in the middle of some kind of panic or upset, it's never a good idea to take action. And I want to talk about it because I have a couple of ways that I stop myself from taking action from fear, find a place where I can take some action from a better place, and I want to teach that to you today, or at least tell you how I do it. So, if you think about like this happens to me a lot with people. When I am with a person, um, and I've said something that I wish I hadn't said, or I feel like sometimes I could say something that's a little bit too harsh, or at least I judge it as a little bit too harsh. 9 times out of 10, the person that I think might be upset isn't upset at all. But um, if I do something like that, it'll come up for me and I'll be like, oh, I wish I didn't say that. And it'll be after the person is gone. So I don't actually take it back immediately. And so as I'm sitting with it, I can feel the anxiety around, gosh, I really didn't want that person to be upset. I didn't want to hurt their feelings. Um, and rather than try to connect with them right away, I will take some time. And normally, what I do is I'll go inside and I'll feel the upset that I have right here, that I may have been harsh or may have said something I shouldn't have said, or that maybe hurt somebody. And I don't want to be that person. So as I go inside and I get connected with it, I will feel what I feel like, and then I'll remember what I said, and then I will actually imagine that that sensation is lifting out of me. It doesn't always lift right away. Sometimes it takes a little while, but as it lifts out of me, I will then imagine that I apologize to that person, and I imagine that that person accepts my apology. And as I do that, I know that it's all been clear. There's some part of me that just knows the universe got that the other person heard that on some level. And I have an interesting way that I know that because I experienced something very interesting a long time ago. But if you want me to make a video about that, I will. Just let me know in the comments. But once I feel like that's all calmed down and they've accepted my apology, I get very peaceful and patient. And I won't call that person. I won't connect with that person. But within a very short amount of time, I run into them or I see them again or they call me. And everything gets cleared up really easily and really quickly. So that's one of the ways that I'm able to not take action from fear. Now, another way that I might go into fear and you might go into fear is if like something breaks, like let's say my car breaks down. And I remember one time all of a sudden my steering wouldn't work and I had to muscle my car off the road. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, my car died. What do I do? It turned out it was some part of the car that will occasionally go bad. And um, all I did was I went inside and I felt the fear. And I actually felt like I was just sitting with a frightened child. And as I sat there with that, I calmed that child down. And once that child was calm, I said to myself, everything's already taken care of. And once I realized, or I let myself believe that everything was already taken care of, I made a phone call. And it turned out that because I was calm, I remembered that I had roadside assistance, so I got towed, and that I had some sort of warranty, so my car got fixed and it cost me almost nothing. So this is just something that helps me, and I'm hoping it's helping you. Another way that we can be put into a state of fear is like an unexpected phone call where something isn't good, something is wrong, something maybe is going to cost you a lot of money, or you get an email that says, oh, guess what? You owe more taxes, or whatever it is that might come that's a surprise or shock. And it puts me and maybe you into a state of fear or panic, like, oh my God, what am I going to do? In fact, it happened to a friend of mine recently where the city contacted him via email, oh no, by a letter, and said that he owed a ton of money on back taxes. And he was just went straight into a panic. So the way that you deal with these things is go in and be with the panic. Don't try to fix anything while you're still feeling yourself in a panic. And in the end, the friend of mine ended up he ended up paying the tax because he realized once he calmed down that he could. And then he was contacted by a friend of his out of the blue that had nothing to do with this. She said she knew someone in the city who worked with the tax people. And by the end of the day, she said, print out a piece of this one form that he needed to print out, and that she would get his money back for him. So, these things come up. Like, we do get surprises, things happen that we don't expect, but just don't react from fear. Find a place of peace. One way or another, stop yourself. Even if you just have to hold yourself tight and give yourself a minute to breathe and calm down. Because once you find a place of peace, you can take action that has a better frequency, a better vibration than fear. And you won't miss out on the things that are obviously right there to help you. Okay. Hopefully this helped a few people today. And if you're interested in working with me, there's a link in the description. And until the next video, have a great day.